Good morning. We'll start a new chapter, trigonometry, session 1. So, trigonometry is one of the most important chapter what you study in 10th grade, and it is again studied in detail in your 11th and 12th standard. So basically, what is trigonometry? The word trigonometry is derived from the Greek word, so where tri stands for 3, gon stands for sines, and metron stands for measure. So trigonometry is the study of the relationship between sides and angles of a triangle. Now when we talk about a triangle, which type of a triangle? It gives us the study of the relation between sides and angles of a right angle triangle. So based on a right angle triangle, when we study the relationship between its sides and angles, we study some aspects here, and that is what we are going to cover in this chapter. That is trigonometric ratios, then trigonometric ratios of some specific angles, trigonometric ratios of complementary angles, and trigonometric identities. So step by step we'll be going with all these concepts. First, in today's session we'll understand about trigonometric ratios. So what is trigonometric ratio? As we already said that it is the study of the relationship between the sides and angles of a right angle triangle, right? So trigonometric ratio is the ratio of the sides of a right angle triangle. Always we choose a right angle triangle. The ratio of the sides of a right angle triangle with respect to its acute angles. Of course, when we have a right angle triangle, one angle is 90 degree, right? So with respect to its acute angles, we have two acute angles in a right angle triangle. With respect to its acute angles are called trigonometric ratios or T ratios. The question sometimes comes, find the T ratios in the given figure. In the given triangle, find the T ratios. You will understand that once we start with the exercise. So what do you mean by T ratios? How do we correlate the trigonometric ratios with respect to the specific angles and right angle triangle? How do we understand that? Let's see now. You can just keep the heading as trigonometry, write down these many things, and along with this, just after trigonometric ratio, write these three things. After once we complete trigonometric ratio, we'll move on to the ratio of specific angles, complementary angles, and then the identities. Basically, where do we use, in which field do we use this trigonometry? Trigonometry is basically, as we said, that it is derived from the Greek word, or what we can say is it is basically used to measure the height and distance, what we can say. Now if I have a tall building, right? So I have another, comparing to the tall building, I have a tower which is standing adjacent or which is standing perpendicular to the building. So what is the height of the building? On that aspects we understand, and that is the second part of trigonometry what we study, applications of trigonometry. In that we are going to study that. So basically first we'll understand about trigonometric ratios. I'll just give the heading as T ratios. So when we talk about T ratios, it is always with respect to a right angle triangle. So let me consider a right angle triangle. I'll consider two right angle triangles because we have two different acute angles, right? So this triangle is ABC with a 90 degree and an acute angle. I would like to show in one figure. The second figure what I will do is, again I will write ABC and I will go with this acute angle. Because when we tell about trigonometric ratio, we use only one acute angle with respect to the right angle triangle. So if I am addressing to the one particular, this acute angle, I need to stick to this. That is why I have given another acute angle. That is how we compare the ratios of the angle to the right angle triangle. How? Now, the side opposite to the angle C is always the opposite side. We always see this side as opposite side of angle C. The side adjacent to angle C is always called as adjacent to angle C. Adjacent side. Okay. Of course, The side opposite to 90 degree is what always? It's always the hypotenuse. Right? Let me come to this triangle. Will my opposite and adjacent change here? Let us see. But hypotenuse remains the same because this is 90 degree. This is hypotenuse. That will not change. But what about the opposite and adjacent? It will change. Yes. The side opposite to angle A is called as opposite side. Now understood the difference? It depends upon which figure you draw or which figure is given. Based on that, your opposite side and your adjacent side is decided. Adjacent and opposite is not fixed like hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is fixed for everybody, right? If this is 90, for everybody this is hypotenuse. But this is the angle. Side opposite to angle C is the opposite side. Side adjacent to angle C is the adjacent side. When I talk about this part of triangle, this itself is a hypotenuse that we know. Now angle A, the side opposite to angle A is the opposite side, right? Then which is my adjacent side? This is the adjacent side. Now it depends which triangle you want to choose. For trigonometric ratios, to write the trigonometric ratios, I am going to choose this triangle. Why? There is no there is no answer for that. I could have chosen this also. Any one triangle we can choose, right? Let's choose for this triangles. When we talk about trigonometric ratios, there are 6 trigonometric ratios. Now, here if I talk about, it is sine of, it is read as, first we'll write the 6 trigonometric ratios and then we will start defining these ratios, okay? Sine of angle C. C we have addressed here. We'll go with C. Second one, cosine of angle C. Third one, cosecant of angle C. Fourth one, secant of angle C. Fifth one, tangent of angle C. And sixth one, cotangent of angle C. If in case I had used this triangle, what it would be? Sine of angle A, cosine of angle A, cosecant of angle A, etc. Right? This sine of angle A is read as sine A. Now, no sorry, not angle A, sorry, C. Now most of y'all, since it is sine, they read it as sin, but usually we address or we read that as sine only. Sine C. Cosine of angle C is read as cos C. Cosecant of angle C is read as cosec C. Secant of angle C is read as sec C. Tangent of angle C is read as tan C. Cotangent of angle C is read as cot C. Okay. Now, what is the sine C, cos C, cosec C? These are the trigonometric ratios with respect to the angles, right? Now, sine C is not, or sine of angle C is not the product of sine into C. No, it is not the product of sine into C, wherein it is this will be abbreviated as sine C, but it is one whole term, right? It is sine C. Alone sine has no value. Only when it is attached to an angle, that is C. What angle? Some acute angle. When it is attached to an angle, not only sine, it's about cos, cosec, sec, tan and cot. When it is attached to an angle, it will have a value. So remember, it is not a product of sine into c, it is one whole term read as sine c. That is point number 1, right? So it is abbreviated as in this manner. So let us actually check out what are the ratios with respect to these triangles. So now again I am telling you, give the heading as T ratios, draw these two triangles, just put a tick to one triangle here, then write out this 6 trigonometric ratios, 6 T ratios, right? Then we'll start defining sin C, cos C, cosec, and let's see how do we define them. A very important in today's session will be only the introduction part of this. Exercise part will be doing it in the next session so that you can understand this thoroughly. If you understand this, the next exercise is based on this. So let me just copy it down till here. This is not required. I'll give you on this in writing. Sin C is not a product of sine into C, right? It's there in the book already. I'll tell you what you have to write there. First, let us finish this. Okay. So first one was sin C. Sin C is always written as. Now the trick here, children, is to remember always the first ratio, right? If you remember the first ratio, automatically all the remaining 5 ratios are remembered. It is understood like that. That's the always trick. Remember the first one. Remaining 5 are automatically you get it. I'll tell you how. Sin C is always written as opposite upon hypotenuse. Which is nothing but AB upon AC. Remember, sin C is nothing but it is defined as the ratio of opposite to hypotenuse. Okay. Second, cos C is always written as. Now, if sine is opposite by hypotenuse, what should be cos? Can you just guess and tell me? Of course, adjacent by hypotenuse. So what is adjacent? BC upon AC. Third one, what did we have? Cosec. Cosec C should be what? It is the reciprocal of sin C. Okay. So reciprocal of sin C means it will come, but still we will write it. How do we write? See, directly I know it is nothing but hypotenuse by opposite, right? I know it is 1 by sin C, but still we will write here. It is hypotenuse upon opposite, which is nothing but AC upon AB. I don't think you have to look into figure anymore now. You are done. You can only write each and everything from this sign what you have got. Okay. See, as I had told you, I remember only sign. On that respect, you can understand cos. Based on that, cosec we wrote because it is the reciprocal of sine. Right? So I'll write it here. I will erase this figure, children, because it is anyhow not required. But anyhow you have done it, I can use the space for writing. Okay. Fourth one, after cosec, sec C is nothing but, if cosec is reciprocal of sine, then sec is reciprocal of cos. 1 upon cos C. What is cos? Opposite upon hypotenuse upon adjacent. I am using the shortcuts to write, but you are not supposed to use. I have just written HYP upon adjacent. You are not supposed to do that. Write completely. Okay. So how do we write this? AC upon BC. See, don't by heart, huh? Sec C is AC by BC. Cosec C is AC by AB. It will change depending upon your given triangle also. There is nothing by hearting here. There is only remembering one sin C. Remembering the sign ratio. Automatically all are remembered. Next, fifth one. Next is fifth one is tan C. Now what is tan C? Reciprocals are already over. Tan C is written as sin C upon cos C. Okay. Tan is sin upon cos. So sin upon cos means what now? What is sin? This is, we'll just write opposite upon, directly shall I write adjacent? Why? Because opposite upon hypotenuse, adjacent upon hypotenuse. Hypotenuse and hypotenuse will get cancelled. You want me to show that? No, it's understood, right? So directly I have written opposite upon adjacent, right? Which is nothing but opposite side is AB. See, you need not even look into figure now. Only from the sign what you have done you are able to find. And cos is BC. Okay. Now last one, sixth one is cot C. If tan is sin upon cos, then what would be cot? Cos upon sin. Cos C upon sin C. So definitely this will be adjacent upon opposite, which is nothing but BC upon AB. There we complete these 6 ratios. Is this very clear? So these are 6 trigonometric ratios what you have to remember. The main thing is not remembering BC by AB, AB by BC. No, that we write after we understand from our sides. Our main goal is to remember these ratios. How to remember? Remember the first one, opposite by hypotenuse. The next one will be adjacent by hypotenuse. Cos. Next is reciprocal of this, hypotenuse by opposite. The next is reciprocal of this, hypotenuse by adjacent. The next is tan, which is sin upon cos, opposite by adjacent. The next last one is cot, which is cos upon sin, that is adjacent upon opposite. Isn't it very easy? So there is no question of by hearting here, right? Just write down this. So actually with this we complete today's session, but still I want you all to write down this and then we just write down the reciprocal ratios. I will give you this once again without those opposite, adjacent, everything. So first finish this, we will write few more terms based on the T ratios. So fundamental relations between trigonometric ratios and angles, reciprocal ratios and quotient relations. Now reciprocal ratios when we talk about cot theta. Now what is this theta? Theta or say alpha or any angle A, angle C. These are all angles which define the trigonometric ratios. See, sine does not have any value all on itself. It is only defined with respect to theta or any angle when it is attached to it. So if I talk about any right angle triangle, this is 90 degree. I represent ABC. Instead of this, I represent the angle by theta. I represent the angle by alpha. Right? That is what I represent the angles. So cot theta, reciprocal ratios when we talk about, it is 1 by tan. Correct? Cot is reciprocal of 1 by tan. Cot is what? Adjacent by opposite. Reciprocal if I take, what do I get? Of cot. I get as opposite by adjacent, which is nothing but 1 by tan, right? That is what I am talking about. 1 by tan, that is 1 upon opposite by adjacent, right? And if I reverse that, I get cot. Or tan is 1 by cot, right? Sec theta is 1 by cos theta. Or cos theta is 1 by sec theta. Cosec theta is 1 by sin theta, or sin theta is 1 by cosec theta. Next, quotient relations. Tan theta can be written as sin theta upon cos theta, and cot theta can be written as cos theta upon sin theta. The same thing what we have already learned in this derivations now. Okay. One more important thing, the value of sine theta and cos theta is always less than or equal to 1. Why? Because it is always divided by hypotenuse, right? Opposite by hypotenuse, adjacent by hypotenuse. That's because hypotenuse is the longest side. Anything when you divide with the longest number, biggest number. So if I say 3, 4, 5 is a Pythagorean triplet. 4 by 5, how much you get? Less than 1. 3 by 5, you get less than 1. No, general fact it is. Or it can be also equal to 1, generally. The value of cosec and sec theta is always greater than 1. Why? Because hypotenuse is in the numerator. Denominator is opposite and adjacent. So what will come as sec theta? So sec theta, okay, depending on any angle, just randomly I take 3 by 5 I will get. Sorry, not 3 by 5. Sec theta I will get, 5 by 3 I will get. I don't know which is my opposite or adjacent. Generally I wrote here 5 by 3 I can get or 5 by 4 I can get. Depending on which is my angle I am talking about. So what will be my answer? Should be always greater than 1 or equal to 1. This is one thing what you have to remember. It can be asked in MCQs. So with this we complete today's session on introduction part of trigonometry. That is, we covered trigonometric ratios of with some angles, right? How do we write the ratios with some specific angles? Exercise based on this ratios we'll be doing it in the next session. But to solve that exercise, first you should be very perfect with the trigonometric ratios. It is not that if I ask you to find t ratios, you go on turning your pages behind and check what is sine, what is cos, cosec, sec, tan and cot, right? That should be known to you. Not by hearting, but understand. Remember first sine value, automatically all others will be remembered. With this we complete the session today. Thank you.